Hello, welcome back to my channel. This is Sachi for you again, and I would like to thank all my viewers who have seen my previous video, and I really appreciate your time. And if for people who haven't seen my video as yet, you can go back and have a look. It is just about me, about my journey, and how I landed into doing CFA. So today I will be talking about the level 2 curriculum and about the level 2 syllabus and the exam format. So for people who have already given level 1, there is a good news. There are no 180 MCQs. There are just 88 MCQs this time. So, and the format is completely different. In level 1, we had MCQ questions, and level 2, we still have MCQs, but they are in a vignette form. So you will be seeing 22 vignettes, 11 vignettes in each session. And I think the exam duration is 4 hours and 24 minutes, which is 2 hours and 12 minutes for each session. So in 11 vignettes, they can be in any order. So it does not necessarily have to be like you will be seeing quants in session 1 and then you won't be seeing quants in session 2. It can be that you might again have to deal with it. So yes, so that's how it is. And each vignette is for 12 points. So basically that means that each question that you see in one vignette is for 3 points. There are 2 vignettes which are just for trial and will not be marked. So that is, I wish we could know which those 2 questions are which are there in the examination for just trial basis, because that would really save us some time and put more time in the one questions we know, right? So those discretionary, CFA likes to play with us. Those 2 questions can be any question. So please be 100% dedicated to all of them. So for you, it is 22. For CFA, they're going to mark you on 20. So yeah. Okay, so now let's talk about the syllabus now. First off the bat, we have quantitative methods, same like level 1. So basically the subjects are same. The weightage has now changed a bit. Apart from subjects being the same, a lot of content is also same. So how level 1 is different from level 2? Why are we giving the same syllabus again? No. So in level 1, it was more theory based, more conceptual. Now it is time to test those concepts, like how to apply those concepts in practical life. And obviously there are new topics as well. It's not like completely same. So in quantitative methods, where we had ended at level 1 in linear regression, now we are moving on from that topic. Like once is completely new syllabus, so we are moving on to multiple linear regressions, and then we are talking about big data, we are talking about machine learning, we are talking about AI. So it is very interesting and very scoring. Quantitative methods is a weightage, we are seeing a weightage of anywhere about 5 to 10% of the total weightage. Yes. So next we have economics. Oh, economics. Again, it is again we will be seeing monetary policy, fiscal policy. If you have forgotten it, please go brush those concepts up. And you will be seeing foreign exchange rate, which is very nice. How the monetary policies affect the foreign exchange rates and the price levels in an economy. It is very interesting. Again, this subject is for 5 to 10% and very practical based subject. So it is very good. If you go through it, it will be nice. Next, we have financial reporting and analysis. Yes. So I have a habit of always calling it financial statement analysis, but that's not how CFA addresses it. It addresses it as financial reporting and analysis. So it is for 10 to 15%. And for those people who really struggle in this subject because of the breadth of it, it is very huge. It is very big. So for those people who don't like it as much, the good news is this is the last level that you're going to see this subject in. In level 3, we don't have financial reporting and analysis. So give your 100% and maybe just do it once, but do it well. Next off the bat, we have corporate issuers. oh, it is a very I would say if you're very good with the technical wordings and the language, it is not a very hard subject. It is very good. Again, you will see dividend policies and board members and all those sort of things, and how the inside policies affect the growth of the company. So it is not very difficult. It is very scoring. This also has a 5 to 10 percentage of weightage. Next, we have equity valuation. So, first, before I forget, I would like to say equity valuation is a very scoring subject. It is almost the same things which we have already read in level 1, they reappear in level 2 as well. And this time, the good news is that it is a very formula based thing. Like you just have to know the formulas and just simply apply them. Oh, I'm sorry about the noise from behind, but yes. So that is about equity valuation, and the weightage is 10 to 15%. If you do this well, it will really pull up those percentiles in your exams, and you might see some fruitful results. Next, we have fixed income. Fixed income is also 10 to 15%, and it is 10 to 15%. And again, it is a lot of new concepts and a lot of the same bond concepts, yield, bond yield, and everything. So, if you remember those long formulas, it will really ease off the process of doing this. I personally find it very scoring, and I find it very interesting as well, because there is so much of practical application. And even if you don't understand something, you can actually go out in the world and see, like, there is a bond market, there are those products that fixed income is talking about. So you can see how it works, and it is very interesting subject. So yeah, fixed income. Next, we have derivatives. Derivatives tend to, it is again 5 to 10%, like in level 1. And alternate investments is also 5 to 10%. Derivatives, I would say, is more or less what we did in level 1, the same. You should remember that call and put parity option formula and all those things. And just be a little careful over here, because there are lots of formulas. So to recollect them all on one day is very hard. So just I think a lot of practice needs to go when we talk about derivatives. Next, we're talking about alternate investments, a very interesting and a very practical part of the curriculum. So alternate investments, we are talking about real estate investments, private equity, venture capital. So it's all very something that we keep hearing about, startups and everything. So it is, I think, apart from it being in the curriculum, it is also a very fun topic. Like, even if I wasn't doing CFA, I would love to know about these things, right? So it is good if you do it very well, because you can probably not have a single wrong answer if you do it like perfectly well. So it is very easy, not very hard. You should go for it. So it is very nice, right? Next, we are talking about portfolio management. Like level 1, even in level 2, we have portfolio management. A lot of concepts that we saw in level 1, you're going to see it again in level 2, like CAPM, SML, all those things. They are still here in level 2. Beta, we are still talking about. Sharpe ratio, we are still here. So all those concepts are there, but it is building on those. So we are doing something new as well. So, but portfolio management is strongly recommended to be done in a very nice, proper manner, because in level 3 we see that now they have changed the concept. Like, you have to apparently specialize in one field. One of them is portfolio management. It used to only be portfolio management before. So about 40 to 50% of the syllabus was portfolio management. So that is how important these concepts are. So if you do it well, it pays you off, and it is doable. It is not very hard. It is 10 to 15% again. Now we are talking about ethics. Oh, it is just copy paste. Level 1, don't forget your ethics. Okay, that was a little bit of wordplay. Don't forget what you learned in ethics from level 1, because it is absolutely the same in level 2. So that conundrum of ethical things. It's just the same. Just I think the only difference being that in level 1 it was random MCQs, but in level 2 you will be seeing a story, and then from that story, which part of it was ethically right or wrong, or what could have been the correct thing to do. So yeah, that sums it up. And honestly, it looks very easy. I thought that too, but I could not pass my level 2, unfortunately, even though I had a very strong feeling, the same feeling that I'm talking with you. So I had the same feeling even when I was preparing, and I could not make it. So yes, uh, it has to do a lot with practice, a lot of putting those late nights, long hours. And just because it seems that there's a lot of overlap, do not forget this is more practical based. So if you don't know those concepts well enough, you cannot apply them in the practical life. So with this, I will take your leave, and thank you for watching my video. And please do not forget to subscribe and show your support. Thank you. Bye bye.